Okay, the student board member is over getting ready for playing, yes, powder puff, and so that's, we'll all be heading over after a little bit as well. Actually determined in closed session, student expulsion hearing number 03-23-24. The student
For consideration for violation of Education Code 48-900C and 48-900H. I'll make a motion that we expel and suspend the expulsion order with conditions.
Okay, by Mario,
Second.
second by Moore, all in favor?
Aye.
And pledge allegiance. Yes, I'm looking at you, Bella. Bella, would you lead, please?
Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Here, Sonny's here, Mario's here, Dwayne's here, Adrian had to leave, and Madison is over getting ready to play powder puff. We have an approval for the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Second by Hepburn, all in favor?
Aye.
Reports and communications, RTA.
No reports.
No reports, okay.
I was working all afternoon.
I'm surprised you pick it up now and start heading over to go watch all the fun festivities.
I'm just exhausted.
Okay. Student board members said is participating in powder puff. CBO, Mr. Irving.
Alrighty, I will be brief. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody up at the dais and in the crowd that has dealt with me being out the last, 2 weeks or so. We don't all, work independently, so, it's, kind of probably been slightly a pain, but I want to say just thank you to everyone for helping pull through and everything, and we'll get things back on track, and so everything is good with the family now, so we're good. And then Mario, Larry asked me a question that you had at the last board meeting about TK, so I have numbers for you.
Okay.
So for transitional kindergarten, it used to be prior to the start of this year that ADA was only counted after the student turned 5. That is part of the expansion of universal pre-K that the state has done. For 2023-24, the window for TK is September 2nd to April 2nd for a student to turn 5. If they turn 5 within that window, their ADA counts for the entire year, as opposed to last year if a student turned 5 in the middle of October, their August through September wouldn't count up until they turn 5 and then forward. But so there's been a slight update in that to go with the expansion. But so current full year ADA for transitional kindergarten is $10,951. So that's the that's the base grant apportionment per head, and then based off of our unduplicated pupil count, that total will change with supplemental and concentration grant that is part of the LCFF funding that we do the LCAP for to show what we're doing with that extra supplemental and concentration money for anything that increases our unduplicated pupils. So,
What did we find out what they are gonna give us for pre-K?
There's, I don't have any data for the pre-K, just the,
We just,
TK,
they haven't
so-
announced what they're,
yeah, for, right now, the window is September 2nd to April 2nd. Next year, that will change from September 2nd to June 2nd. So,
but that's for 5 years.
yeah, as long as they turn 5 within that window, yes. So even if they turn 5, April
about-
1st this year, we'd get credit for the entire school year.
What about the 3 to 4?
I don't have that information.
They haven't released any of that.
No.
Okay. See, that's the one I'm worried about. Because we'll get to that point when we get further down the line. Thank you. Good work.
And that is it for me.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Assistant Superintendent, Instruction and Curriculum, Dr. Mendez.
Good evening, everyone, and families that are joining us online. Some updates. Naomi Herrera and I visited school sites on Monday. We had a chance to go into some classrooms as well as meet with administration, observe student learning, engagement, curriculum, among other items. I participated in the English Language Arts / English Language Development Framework webinar series that's hosted by the California Department of Ed. That was online. It's going to be a series of trainings on the ELA and ELD framework and the updates. So I attended that on the 26th September. We're going to have our Saturday school coming up. Our first Saturday school is going to be this Saturday, be from 8 to noon time. Gives the opportunity for students to focus on learning, enrichment, get some extra support during Saturday school. Professional development, we have Success for All. Lori Martin's going to be working with West Park Elementary School tomorrow, primarily kinder and first grade teachers, and then at Roseman Elementary School on Friday, primarily kinder and first grade as well, perhaps some second grade, but the focus will be K and first grade. And then our Solution Tree Associates that we partner with will continue to collaborate with school sites. They have been going to the sites, working with administration as well as with the staff. So that we will continue to do that in our partnership with Solution Tree. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Mendez. Assistant Superintendent, Special Education, Pupil to Personnel, Ms. Taylor.
Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited to say that we've been needing some additional support staff in our classrooms, and thank you to Ms. Hargis. We have been able to fill most of those positions now, so that's very exciting. We are working with the community to get all of our businesses lined up for workability, and we're going to be starting our student interviews next week to get them placed in some jobs. And I'm looking forward to our upcoming community grant conference in New York. Very exciting. And I wanted to acknowledge Alicia Campbell-Lisa, one of our mental health therapists, who took her final exam, which moved her from an associate marriage and family therapist to a fully licensed marriage and family therapist. So kudos to her. It's a big accomplishment. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Associate Superintendent, Human Resources, Mrs. Hargis.
All right, last week, we did interview and we hired about 10 paraeducators, so filled most of those paraeducator openings that we had. I think we still might have a couple. We have some CSO positions and some ACES instructor positions still to fill. And then next week, Paul and Monica will be going to a job fair at ABC on Wednesday from 9 to 12, and we hope to attract some folks out here for some of those open positions that we still have. At our next board meeting, we're going to be bringing our calendar back for, we have an additional revision. We're going to be adding some time to our minimum day dismissals. So we're adding 30 minutes to Roseman Elementary and West Park, 15 to Roseman High School, and then 10 minutes to Tropico, Roseman High School. And Tropico, we had the minutes there just so that we allow the buses to, get people home in a timely manner. That also restores, a few pep rallies and special activities that the high school is missing. So, but we'll have that on October.
That's it. Thank you. Superintendent's report, Ms. Gaines.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to our parents and community members joining us from home. I want to say that we are working hard to get that first negotiation day with Roseman Teachers Association, RTA, and hopefully this early part of November, is it November 9? Correct. November 9, we're going to begin our negotiations with them, and so I'm really looking forward to it. It's always a pleasant experience. CSEA, we will continue on, I believe it's October the 17th, day 3 with our negotiations with them. I too want to express my deepest congratulations to Alicia Campbell-Lees, our mental health therapist. No one really knows how hard it is when you're working a job, a mother, also doing extra other activities for the district, and yet working to complete a master's degree and a licensing. It's not easy. It's, as Ms. Atkins said, not easy. So, and to pass that test is quite an accomplishment. So kudos to her. And I also want to say that last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, week before last, I had the pleasure, myself and Mr. Shevlin, we were at Tropico Middle School for the first night of PK, Parent Institute of Quality Education. This is a program, a parent program that is sponsored by our community school grant. Ms. Fallon could not be there that night, so I said, oh, I'll fill in for you. I know a little bit about PK. I was so pleasantly surprised. We had our Spanish-speaking parents in the cafeteria. There was quite a few of them, and they loved it. And we had childcare for the parents, and we also had an English-speaking class for those parents who only speak English. And at the end of the evening, what I really loved was the number of parents who shared how much they enjoyed that first night of Parent Institute. PK is an 8-week course that will be at each one of our sites. And on night 8, our parents will have a graduation. We will have a keynote speaker for them, and they too will be able to express what the 8 weeks has meant to them, because they learn a lot about college and FAFSAs and how to better prepare your kids for everyday school. So really met some great people last week. And this Tuesday, Miss Fallon was there, and I'm listening to her today. She was all giddy about there was maybe even some more parents. So good work, Fallon, and good work for your community school grant. Like Cheryl mentioned, we are headed to New York. Oh, I can't wait to get a hot dog on the street. Anyway, but it's myself, Cheryl, Miss Fallon, and of course we had to bring Robert. So Robert said that's all we're going to get, is a hot dog too, but I don't care because I love him. So we're very excited. I kind of feel bad for Robert. He may fly back early without us, hopefully not. But we're going to the community conference in New York, and there are several other school districts from California going to be there with us. And so I'm really looking forward to learning. I love to learn and to see what more we can do to really use our grant to benefit our students first and foremost, and then our community as well. So we're leaving like 4:00 in the morning Monday, pretty early. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I also, even though you have board members, you have not approved the personnel schedule yet, but I do want to welcome, we have a new AP, Mr. Wheeler, in the audience for Tropico, and I'm sure he's excited. We're excited to have you, Mr. Wheeler. So welcome to Southern Kern. And I think one more thing, as you've heard me talk about the AV Vietnam Memorial Wall is coming to Rosemont, and it's going to be on the campus of West Park Elementary School, November 7th through the 12th. And we need volunteers, parents, community members. If you want to know how to sign up to volunteer, please call my office and Alma can give you the directions how to go on and sign up to volunteer. There is a mandated training that all volunteers have to complete one. The first one is going to be on October 30th at Rosemont Elementary in the evening. And the next training will be on November 1st here in the boardroom in the morning. So I think it's 10 a.m. maybe, is it 10? 9, 10 o'clock. So we did an evening one and a morning one, so in hopes to accommodate everyone. But we're really looking forward to having the wall here and especially getting our students out to see what the Vietnam Memorial Wall is all about. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me.
Thank you. Wayne, Board Communications.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody in our district for what you guys do every single day. But mainly to our administrators, I want to remind you guys of one thing. When I walk the campuses, not only do I look at students, teachers, all the staff, everybody, how everybody's behaving, things like that. I also look and I see like the old gum on the floor, the cobwebs on the lights, things like that. If I can see it, I know you guys can see it. I know the parents who come can see it. I know if Barbara, Leanne, anybody goes over there, they can see it. So just a reminder, if you can see it, make sure it gets cleaned up, things like that. Because I don't like when I see a black widow just sitting in the corner at the school, things like that just bother me. But also, my mom always taught me I get mad. I remember when I was like 6 or 7, I wouldn't want to brush my hair when I go to school and she'd get mad. She would say your appearance reflects on me. And I think that's the same with our schools. The appearance of our schools reflect on us as a district. So we need to make sure they're always looking nice and top tier. Okay? And besides that, I have nothing else.
Okay. Mario?
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to Ms. Candelise for doing, getting her degree. I'm not sure exactly how to phrase that, but I know working and trying to go to school all at the same time is difficult. So yeah, congratulations to her. I know that's a great milestone. Thanks everybody for all your patience and everything you're doing every day. Just that's it.
Hello. I did go to see Mr. Wheeler. I was like, we've got a new face in the crowd. I wonder if it's Mr. Wheeler. And it is. So welcome. Everyone else, you guys look good every Wednesday. Great to see you guys here. I did have something to say, but I don't remember what it was. Let me think. I really don't. Oh yes, I don't have a chicken anymore. I took it to the meeting. They're like, how much money do you have in there? And I told them, they're like, good job. So thank you guys. I'm sorry to make it out to Aria. But everyone else, thank you guys for helping us raise funds for the scholarship fund for AV School Board Association. I did not get the chicken again, thank goodness.
I wasn't there.
Did you put it in a prize? Did you hide it?
No one told me I had to do that. So I showed up early. I was like, hey, here's the chicken. They're like, where's the present? I was like, wait a minute. No one told me these rules. So they snuck it in on another one and someone was surprised to get the chicken. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for doing what you do, everyone that's watching, and all of you guys as well. I'm really excited about the pep rallies that have been brought back now for the high school with the extra minutes. So that's, I know we have to vote on that and all that stuff, but I'm really excited about that. So that's really awesome. Congratulations, Alicia. You're amazing. I see her every morning, drop her kids off, and I'm like, keep doing what you're doing, girl. Good work. That's all I have. Thank you guys.
Welcome, Mr. Wheeler. Congratulations to Ms. Glenn Candelisa on her, her certification. And Barbara mentioned this, and we did, she forgot to mention the cafeteria groundbreaking. It was very successful. And I even managed to get our student board member with a shovel. So got that accomplished, so forth. Tonight, as we all know, is Powder Puff. Those kids, those girls are putting on a show for you out there. Go out and enjoy it. I want to thank all the coaches. I've got a couple of CIF officials that are showing up to help out, but we're actually allowing the Cadet Corps folks to actually officiate. All we're doing is kind of helping them along. We did it last year and it worked very well. We're doing it again this year. So again, all the folks that are out there working real hard. The seniors had 44 girls. I don't know what the juniors had, but I imagine it's probably quite a lot. But the coaches did mention, of course, Jimmy Johnson's not here, is the big discussion with the girls, flag football. So I keep bugging Jimmy and Barbara about it, but hopefully we get that going. And so we go from there. Other than that, that's all I have. Subcommittee, anybody have anything?
There's some discussion that we'll be doing further down the line, so I'm gonna wait till then before we go any further.
We haven't had a safety security meeting for this month yet, so I have nothing there. Okay, moving on. Comments from the public. You have one. Members of the public may address the board on any item within the jurisdiction of the board by submitting a presentation request to the secretary or an email. Members of the public are strongly urged not to mention personnel by name and are reminded they do not have immunity from legal action if personnel is named. The board may limit each speaker to 3 minutes with a total of 20 minutes per topic. And we have Kurt Hildebrand. Yes, sir, you're up.
Good evening. My name is Kurt Hildebrand. I'm Senior Vice President with HydroStore, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you tonight. I know a lot of you folks probably have not heard of HydroStore. We are a project developer, owner, operator of long-duration energy storage projects. We take the excess wind and solar power, build big mechanical batteries, and store that for use when it's needed in off-peak hours like right now. Our flagship project is just right here outside of Rosamond. It's called the Willow Rock Energy Storage Center, and it is going to be one of the largest, if not the largest, energy storage projects, not only in California, but North America. It's, I invite you to look at our website. We have a 4-minute video on our technology. We use air, water, and gravity. Very simple. We have no emissions. Project here outside of Rosamond will be well north of $1 billion. Lots of jobs, lots of tax base for the county. We do not have a solar tax exemption like some of the solar PV folks in town here. And we're really excited to partner with Rosamond Unified School, Southern Kern Unified School District, and help bring the Vietnam Memorial Wall to Rosamond. It's very exciting to hear the interest in the community, and with that, I'd like to demonstrate our appreciation. Barbara, if you could. We are sponsoring the Memorial Wall in the amount of $2,500. Again, it's very important. We build 50-year assets. We're going to be around for a long time, so we're real excited to be here in Rosamond, and
you guys pose for me. Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Should I keep this?
Yeah.
Thank you. Is that right
Look
there?
forward to seeing the wall.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hildebrand. Next, consent items, A through I. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the A through I.
Do I have a second?
Second.
One more, all in favor?
Aye.
General, third reading review of tropical middle school charting policy, Mrs. Gaines.
Yes, sir. This is brought back for the third time. It is an action item this evening. If you will turn in case you need to refresh your mind on what this policy is, you turn to page 80. The policy is there for you to take a last look at. Perhaps, I'm sure you've already done that, but just in case, before voting. Page 80.
Thank you.
I will make a motion to accept the new policy.
I'm gonna have a second, go ahead, Mr. Hepburn. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved change the contract with Medallion Contracting for the site utility work for tropical middle school expansion project. Mr. Irvin?
Alright, this is a change order number 5 for the project. It consists of largely labor and material for the point of connection for the sewer. As part of the project and the expansion of those classrooms, we're also taking the campus entirely off the septic system and tying into the community service district. So that's the other substantial part of this change order is the installation of bollards near the backflow prevention device, so that is a way to future-proof it and make sure that anything large gets near it, they hit a bollard instead of the backflow prevention device. And then lastly, the other not quite a substantial piece is just asphalt improvements to replace asphalt on the south end of the campus and install a redwood header to prevent chipping and just improve overall the surface over there, so that reduction of tripping hazard, everything else, but less chance of water to build up and freeze as winter comes and further erode the asphalt and exacerbate a tripping or slipping hazard that, Any questions on any of it, or?
So we're getting tropical off of septic onto Roseman Community Services District.
Yes.
So, and that's included with this, or was this a part of the plan additionally?
Well, it's the part of the plan, the original plan, but it has to be built separately because of the amount of money that the state gives us is only for classroom, period. We've been wanting to get Tropico off of septic for the last 12 years. And finally, by doing it at the same time, it's actually cost us less. This original project, when we first looked into it about 12 years ago, was going to be over $150,000. So by doing it in conjunction with the rest of the buildings, price came down drastically. And then this is also some of it is for protecting the valves that can be damaged if somebody runs into it. So we don't want any of that. So I will make a motion that we accept the change order.
Okay. And more, all in favor?
Aye.
Curriculum instruction.
Can I just tell you something? With
Yes.
the project, October 16th to 17th is when they're gonna do the next delivery of buildings.
Oh,
Thank you.
So I'll know, next week, a definitive date, so I'll send the email out to everybody. But they're not sure if it's gonna be the 16th or 17th, but they're actually gonna do 2 more this month as well, so if somebody's busy, but next week I'll have more dates.
Appreciate that, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, curriculum and instruction, accept quarterly report, July, August, September 2023 for the Williams Unified Complete under Education Code 35186. Dr. Mendez?
Yes, this is our quarterly report for the Williams Uniform Complaint. It's on page 120 on the packet. And pretty much the items that they look at, we have 0 complaints in terms of textbooks, instructional materials, teacher vacancy or misassignments, and facilities. So this is something that we report out quarterly. And for this report period, we have 0 complaints.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we accept the report.
I'll second.
Second by Edwin, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next up, business and operations, A, B, and C belong to Dan. Mr. Wixler.
Okay, I don't have the board agenda in front of me, but that's okay.
Okay, well, let's request for proposals, your voice over IP.
Okay,
West Park,
I got it.
Tropico, and, again, the other is West Park as well.
Okay,
Proposal for Southern.
so
Yeah,
for what, I'm sorry, go ahead.
low voltage equipment is the second one, B.
Okay, for West Park, we are installing a new voice over IP phone system and clock bell paging systems, same as what we just completed for the high school. So it's 2 RFPs or requests for proposal. The first is for the equipment. So the phones, the clock bell speaker boxes, the horns, the wireless access points, a couple of switches. The second RFP is for the installation of that equipment. So that's installing the equipment, and then it's primarily a cabling project. It's running the cables from the equipment back to the network switches. So that's those 2 RFPs. The other is for the classroom AV systems for the 28 new classrooms at Tropico Middle School. So that's 28 Promethean boards, 28 wall mounts. We're going to be wall mounting the Promethean boards, 28 TeachLogic audio amplification systems. So we'll have 4 in-ceiling speakers. It'll tie into the Promethean board, so the Promethean board the audio will be amplified throughout the classroom. The teachers will get microphones, a handheld and a pendant microphone, and the teacher voice will be amplified throughout the classroom. There's also phones and wireless access points, and the rest of the equipment is provided by the contractor, and it's not part of this RFP. So we'll submit these RFPs publicly. And we will get bids, and we will bring the winning bids back to the board for approval.
Thank you. Discussion with the board on the viability of continuing to pursue the modernization of Woodland Elementary School as part of the preschool, traditional kindergarten, and full-day kindergarten facilities grant program. Mr. Irvin?
All righty. So, as we're all aware, the district was afforded money to increase, to modernize the older portion of the RES. So yeah, the total project allocation for the district was 2.6 million, with the district share being 185,000. So total project allocation was $2,844,333. A couple weeks back, we did a bid opening for the project. The lowest bid came back at $6,294,950, which is $3,450,617 over what the state has allocated for this project. As part of the district's application for this, we applied for financial hardship, given our high unduplicated percentage for the community. We were awarded that. So as a district that has applied for financial hardship as part of the application for state grant funding, we're confined to what the total project allocation was of that $2.8 million. So, which, kind of creates an issue when we're $3.4 million over that with the lowest base bid. Now it becomes a question of what is that viability and what is everything, if we proceed, how do we proceed? There's a lot that goes into this project that isn't really accounted for in the $2.8 million. The campus is, that part of the campus, it's been years since it was even touched in the last modernization. So in addition to just the work inside the classrooms to convert them into the buildings from 3 classrooms into 2, there's work that needs to be done with parking lots, grading for the sidewalks so that it is compliant with current code and not as steep as it currently is. Sewage will need to be rerun with infrastructure that is, again, fairly old compared to the other part of the campus. So, there was a lot of words there. Does anybody have any questions on anything, or Mario, is there anything you want to point out of?
Can we get did we bring a picture of what the rooms are gonna be look like that we have to change? So everybody gets an idea of what the scope of the work that has to be done?
I did not bring that, but I think I can pull it up on my computer.
In the meantime, the other thing that it did not show up on the bid is what they call soft costs, which is all the inspectors, the architects, the permit fees, and all the hookup fees that we're gonna have to pay to our SKUSD for hooking up new sewer lines to their unit, because that portion of the campus, it's still old clay pipe. And it's all gotta be modernized. Each one of the buildings has to get a new bathroom. Actually, there's gotta have 2 bathrooms.
Each classroom has to have a bathroom.
Each classroom has to have a bathroom. So that really brings the expense up. Plus the air conditioner systems, that cooling and heating they're ancient. All that has to be renewed. That really drove the cost up. We have to put in a parking lot that does not exist over at that school. And then the walkway, or what they call path of travel, that kids are gonna be doing back and forth to the cafeteria and through the classrooms, that sidewalk is really steep, which back in the day, it didn't matter. In fact, I went to that school and we used to love running down that thing. That goes to show how old that school is. Yeah, right up there with the Stone Age, right?
I'm gonna pay for that, by the way.
Now, none of that is compliant. So all that has to be torn out and redone. So the upgrades that have to be done are gonna be quite expensive. I really don't see this project getting finished at 6.2 million. I'm thinking more like 8. So we're gonna have to really think about how much money can that portion of the school generate to make it worthwhile to do that much expense. yes, we need the classrooms, but I mean, it's a hard one to swallow because that's gonna be out of pocket. We're gonna be $3 million or 5 million by the time we get done, or maybe even 6, depending on what we find when we start digging.
The
There's-
one thing
there's
to
good-
bring up is with the prior project over there, we did have run into issues with the transite pipe that did have asbestos in it, so there is always that worry of when they're digging, if they're gonna find something that involves that kind of remediation. There's laboratory testing, to verify it, and then specialists and engineers come in to remove it so that they do it properly, and so there's
And I guarantee you, there will be stuff in there that they are gonna find underground that should not be. Because I know we found a lot of it when we built the new campus. We got, I think, put back about a month. Just because we had to wait for testing, abatement, and all that stuff before we could continue after we started the project. So that's something to think on.
I wanted to add, I did look into it just in case the community schools grant can't do anything with the permanent structure. But that would fall to supplement some of that, but.
Yeah, it's a thought, let me tell you, when we first got the grant, it's like, yay! We get to put in the TK that we've always wanted to put over there, because, I mean, we tried doing it once before. And then construction costs went skyrocketed, and cost goes like this, state let income goes like this. Like, really? Like, the Tropico project, the original Tropico project had been granted for $28 million. When we finally got it approved and going, we were promised only 17. So,
Mr. Gutierrez, can I just ask Robert something? Robert, I was just doing math in my head that, did I hear you say the per student of the TK is 10,000 something?
per ADA, yes.
Per ADA, yeah. Because I just want to make sure that we are aware that at 8 classrooms, at 20 students per classroom, we're looking at a potential annual income of approximately 1.6 million.
that's if we get full pay on the pre 3 to 4. We don't have those numbers. I just did the math also. And I'm figuring 4 classrooms that are 4 to 5. And if we get that, our annual income is only going to be about $500,000.
Times, well, 4 times 20 would be 80, times 10 would be 800,000.
If we use all the classrooms for only 4 to 5 year olds.
No, there's 8 classrooms. If we use
I know.
4,
Well, yeah, no, well, yeah, I did each classroom should generate roughly 4, yeah, you're right, 436,000. I'm trying to do this in my head, I don't have a calculator.
I don't know what we will get. Do you have any idea, Larry, what is the ADA for preschool? Like, we have one preschool class at West Park. What are we getting?
I can look into it and make some calls to get that number.
It's okay.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to know what are we really gonna get? Are we gonna get half days? Are we gonna get full days? Are we gonna get, by knowing that, and then we have to divide it up with teacher costs. The because it's got to, I'm looking at it on the business side, because that's me. Is it gonna are we gonna at least break even? Or at least pay?
Not for a few years.
Well, no, it's gonna take.
So Robert, you said,
5,
well, we're
6 years.
$3.4 million out of pocket with.
Just on the hard cost.
Without the
That's on the low
soft, without the soft
Yeah.
costs, right?
Yes.
So I'm thinking $8.5, $9 million total with everything.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So it'd take us
A long time.
7 to 9 years to break even.
That's Southern Cal. Any teacher costs.
That's if we're just talking ADA. And making money off that, that's not what, after we put in 8.5, 9 million to get the classrooms. That's not support staff, teachers, all that money we're gonna be putting back into it. I don't think Southern Current needs that kind of liability. I don't. I mean, we're just coming up on how many years of not being able to give our athletes bus rides. I don't think Southern Current this early from coming out of that should go spend $8.5, $9 million on a project like that, especially when we're gonna be coming out 6 or 7 out of pocket. I just don't think it's a good financial decision for the district.
I'd like to see a little more data on income.
If it shows like our 3 and 4 year olds and all that, and at least 3 to 4, at most 5 years, that we're gonna start gaining money on that project, then that's a maybe from me.
Done?
Anybody else have a question?
Personnel, Mrs. Hargis?
Say something.
Well, not anymore.
So we have our personnel items, we have some coaches, we have some Saturday school teachers, some different stipends, our volunteers, and as mentioned earlier, we do have our newest controls year for Tropical Middle School. So we just ask you to approve all of the personnel as written.
Okay, have,
I make the motion to approve.
a second?
Second. There's more.
We'll give it to, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, last but not least, adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.